And everyone knows how valuable a game-changing tight end can be, especially in today's NFL. Look at this, though. Something stands out about these tight ends with the most yards over the last 2 seasons. None were taken in the first round. That includes 2 of the best in the game right now, Travis Kelce and George Kittle. But teams might want to think twice before passing on Kyle Pitts, as he is not your typical tight end. Look at this. He catches passes all over the field. Last season, he ran 48% of his routes in line, 30% out of the slot, and 22% out wide. He was the go-to guy for that Gators offense, which clicked on all cylinders quite often, and he played all over the field. So, Jeff, what was your reaction when you saw Pitts as the first pass catcher off the board at number 6?
They done lost their mind, Laura. Lost their mind. Look, you just showed everybody in America exactly what my point is. And then my man Swagoo just referenced him as being the LeBron James of the NFL. What is wrong with you, man? Like, what is wrong with you?
Measurables.
Listen.
Measurables, Jeff Saturday. Measurables.
You gonna bypass Chase. You gonna bypass
He's an unhappy
Smith.
man.
Hey, look, it's a tight end, bro. It is a
He's
tight
like every
end. This is
offensive
not an
lineman I've ever
indictment
been
on
around.
what he could do.
Go, Todd.
Pitts is still a tight end.
Have you watched any tape of him?
Yes. Listen, I'm not taking away from his talent. What I am taking away from is how NFL defenses play tight ends. And I know this much. I played 14 years in the league. I've been covering it 8 or however many I've been retired. I can count on one hand how many tight ends I would say dominate the game week in and week out. What I do know is with those tight ends, most of them are coupled with some fantastic outside receivers. So if I'm picking 6 or higher or whatever, and I pick a tight end, I would say position specific would tell you go Jamar Chase. Go Smith. Go one of those guys who can do more, open up your offense than what you're putting. And look, I understand we move tight ends all over. We do all these kinds of things. But at the end of the day, can he consistently go beat those guys? And we have seen, the league has showed you can get them in the 3rd round, the 2nd round, the 6th round. Keep naming them, and you can still go get those guys. To go spin that high, to me, it just, I think you're putting the position ahead of, even as good as he is, of where a guy should be slotted in that draft.
Hey, Todd, there in no way, though, that Kyle Pitts is still there by, even midway through the 1st round. You can't wait until the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round for somebody like him.
No, I'm just patiently waiting for Jeff to get off of his soapbox right now. But you know what? I am going to get him.
Get him.
I'm telling you, this is one of the best tight ends I've ever evaluated. He's 6'6", 240 pounds. He's going to be 255 by next year. He actually tries to block, which I thought you would respect, but apparently not. He can work inline, slot, out wide. And he does all the things that you want in terms of catching screens, run after catch, separating, and making big plays. Florida basically was carried this past year because of what Pitts did.
For sure.
I'm shocked that people are surprised. Now I understand. Jamar Chase is a great player from LSU. Devontae Smith is a great player from Alabama. And Jalen Waddle, his teammate. But I wouldn't have any problem at all if this was the choice, because Pitts creates a mismatch that you can't necessarily create with Chase, Smith, or Waddle.
Thank you, Todd McShay. Jeff Tuesday today, Laura. We got him back.
He's back.
He's mad at everybody. He want to be bored. He want to be mean. It's not Jeff Saturday today. But no, I get, Jeff, I understand. I understand where you're coming from because the value of that position. But it has changed, man. And when you find these transcendent guys, right? Todd was just talking about earlier the traits. Kyle Pitts in the offense is a problem for anybody. The Las Vegas Raiders would take Waller early in the 1st round. The Kansas City Chiefs would take Travis Kelce early in the 1st round. Mark Andrews would go early in the 1st round based on what they do for their teams. And I think that's the projection, right? That's where we going with Kyle Pitts being the first guy off the board when you talk about a skill position when it comes to his effect on the game. And then, too, like the chart to me was the most important thing and the biggest argument for Kyle Pitts. It's usage. Like this game now, the way it's been spread out, the way people are trying to find mismatches. Understand, when you got a one and he's a phenomenal wide receiver, that does open things up. But, man, Jeff Tuesday, when you got a 6'6", 250 tight end that can play multiple positions and create that type of advantage for you offensively, I got to consider taking him before I take these receivers, man. Now, look, I'm still old school with you, Jeff. I would not say this about a tight end, and I was a tight end coming out of high school. But this dude, watching him at Florida, there is no skill guy coming out in this draft that could potentially have the impact that he could have on an offense as far as how they want to operate.
Yeah, Marcus was a tight end. Go back and look at his recruiting profile coming out of high school. Really fast, guys. I actually spoke with Kyle Pitts' coach at Florida, Dan Mullen, about his skill set. And Dan Mullen's seen a ton of talent come through during all of his years coaching. He actually said when you're talking about just pure exceptional talent that he's seen, the only comp for him was Percy Harvin. Not the same skill set, obviously, but just game-changing talent at that college level. I thought that was pretty interesting. And to that point, Todd, you've got him projected at 6 here going to the Eagles. How high do you think Pitts could go? Could he go higher even than that?
I mean, he could. The Jets are sitting there at 2. Maybe they move back a little bit. Atlanta could be at 4. Miami's sitting at 3, and I still think they're going to wind up trading out. But we'll see. I think he's going to be – it will be the 11th tight end drafted in the top 8 in the history of the NFL draft. And I'm almost certain of that at this point.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.